Yeah, so back to the person who does business in public. This is under their courts, the private courts. Does business in public, controlled by civil law, which, like I said, civil law is supposed to be the law of the land. They've switched it. We're not operating under civil laws. UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, the law of the seas, and corporate courts. Corporate courts is not public courts. Corporate courts are for the corporate, the banksters, the corporate agencies, the corporate policies, the corporate laws, legislations, acts, the corporate police. Is not for a free man. The courts that we operate under should be private courts, not private court. It should be public court. Sorry, it should be public, for the public. When you go into the courts, forget all the games that they play. You step into the dock and they want to ask you if you understand. You say yeah, you stand under their order. Just know how to go in there. Make sure you let it known. I'm a free man with natural laws. I'm here under my common law jurisdiction. I have the rights to do whatever. And like I said, as long as you're not causing harm or loss to anyone, you can literally talk to the judge, explain to them yourself. Another thing, an attorney. Never ever hire an attorney. Once you hire an attorney, once you get an attorney, once you get a lawyer, once you get a solicitor to go stand and talk for you in front of a judge, you're telling the judge, you're telling the courts that I'm a child, the reward of the state, and I'm a sense, I can't talk for myself. Nobody on the planet, nobody on the planet don't know more about what's happening to you than who? You. So don't go no attorney. You wanna go read into the name attorney and see what an attorney was back in the days, and how they used to take stuff from the public and give to the king, and go see what an attorney is doing now. So I was gonna go through the first paragraph of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and that states all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and consequences, reason and conscience. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in spirit of brotherhood. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. No man is equal, all men are equal, no one is more than another. Everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedom set forth in this declaration. You need to go get a copy of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and it literally states all the laws in there. And when you get to the Article 30, which is the last article, and remember what we were saying about acts, statutes, and legislations and all the rest of it. Nothing, this is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 30, the last article on the page. Nothing in this declaration may be interpreted as implying for any state, and countries operate under the name state, so usually when you hear the name state, it's talking about the country. Nothing in this declaration may be interpreted as implying for any state, group, or person any right to engage in any activity or to perform any act. Again, to perform any act aimed at the destruction of any of the rights and freedom set forth within. Go and get the Universal Declaration. It's easy. Download it off the internet. Get as much copies as you can. Hand it out to people like I do. I do it for free. People need to know these things. We need to get the kids knowing these things. These are our laws. You know what I'm saying? We're operating under corporate statutes and acts and policies and things that are enslaving us. And there's no way you as a parent don't need to know these things, because you should be passing this knowledge down to your kids. It's simple. We're just common men, and common law states don't cause any harm or injury. Basically, that's it. So we need to start instilling this. Don't be scared to step into the courtroom and argue your own case. Don't argue with the police officers when they issue you their summons and their fines and da-da-da-da. Take it. It's up to you. I think my rights is worth me going and talking in front of anyone. I'm not scared of the courts, I'm not scared of the judges. You know what I'm saying? It does has an intimidating feel when you start doing it at first, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you get at it, and the more you feel comfortable in your skin as a man. If you feel comfortable in your skin as a man, you shouldn't be scared to go and talk for yourself as a man anyway. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the kids are the ones that are growing up under this enslavement. They've tricked our great-grandparents and all the rest of it. I think it was, like I said, around 1933. I got documents that show you that went back way further than that, where the king hijacked the churches, took all the birth records, and literally they opened up whatever they opened up with it and started the general, the general governmental ordinance department. That's not what it is. Surgeon, where you register your kids, the registrar general. Yeah. So after that, you've had the enslavement where they split the title, took the birth certificate, gave it to us. We became the trustee of the birth certificate. They took the live birth record, which we are still the beneficiaries of that. And there's words that if you check your birth record, your birth certificate, you can check the numbers on it, and apparently there's people that are saying those numbers are attributed to the stock market, so you're worth money. You being the beneficiary, I don't know. I've never checked it out. I've never tried it. I've just literally gone into court and I've pleaded my case. I'm a man. No one has the right to install any jurisdiction over me where I've not harmed or caused somebody loss. And I go and I speak up for them. I'm looking more into this whole thing where you can apparently go and ask for whatever has been acquired through your birth records being, or your birth certificate being on the stock market. Yeah. So I'm going to get into the remedy. And the remedy has to do with you, like I said, not hiring an attorney or a lawyer or a solicitor, whatever it is. You being able to go and stand in front of a judge in a courtroom and speak for yourself as a man. Like I said, no one knows more about what's happened to you than you. Jurisdiction, I mean, jurisdiction is it's your area, it's your space, it's you, it's everything you own, everything, all your property. You know what I'm saying? You're under as a free man, you're under your own jurisdiction. Like I said, you've got societies like governmental societies or law societies or whoever it is, and they set up their own jurisdiction, they set up their own languages. Like I said, the lawyers, the judges, they talk a different language. It's called legalese. And don't try and figure out those. It's something totally different. Like I said, they switch the words on. I said, if you don't know the words, don't go try going in there playing the games with the words. Like I said, you're a common man. You talk common. What I say is what I mean. If you think they're playing legalese games with you, make sure you say to the courts, I would like every word explained to me. You have the right to say that. And they have, under what you say, they should. They don't comply because we don't have a lot of people doing this. So, like with my case, they literally closed the courtroom down, and the judge basically told me that nothing, after we ascertained that this was a court of records, she basically said nothing that's being said will be on record except for her decision. There's a lot of the game I didn't know then. I should have done other things I didn't know. So the game was played, and there's a lot of games, like I said, if you go in there trying to play the game, if you don't know the thing wholeheartedly, they will play you. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get into the word, we're going to get into the word jurisdiction. When you break jurisdiction down, and it's the jurors, the creators of law. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, people create statutes and acts. It's not law, they call it law. And when you check the other half, is diction. It's the users of word. The users of words. So you can see where through words they create what they call a law. Yeah. So you get the statute, a legislative rule of society. Statute, legislative rule of society. Which society? Is it your society? No, I don't think so. It's a different society. It's their society. So it's a legislative rule of society given the force of law by consent. The force of law, again, that's the key word there, the force. Like I said, being a free man, nothing can be forced on you. You have the right to say yes or no. Nothing cannot be forced on you. And it's best, like I said, to argue these points with a judge than a police officer who's a corporate, working for the corporate slavery system. So a statute, a legislative rule of society given the force of law by the consent of the governed. Who are the ones that are being governed? We're the ones that are being governed by government, yeah? So a statute is something that's given a force of law. Status. a legal character or condition of a person. It's all fake, it's all fiction, it's a status. Oh, you want to call yourself king? Yeah, okay, you're a king. Yeah, you can call yourself whatever you want. Josh Esquire, yeah, okay. Mr., Mrs., okay, that's fine. So we're going to look at remedy. Remedy, I've been going through the remedy while I've been talking to you. It's just, if you've been listening, it's easy. Like I said, there's little words you might have to use. Like, make sure when you ask your name, you have to state that you are here under natural law, common law jurisdiction, which is what you are being governed by. I must not harm or cause loss to anyone. You ascertain that with the judge. Is that recognized? Is this a court of records? Or are you under oath? Ascertain these things with the judge at first. So you want to first, if it is a summons, you might want to write a letter to the court first. Always let them know you're coming. And let them know you're making, not just an appearance, you're making a special appearance. It's a lot of things with the word. Like I said, don't just take my word for anything I'm saying here. Go and check most of the information out first for yourself. Like I said, I've done enough. I think I have a duty. I'm not the best at teaching or da-da-da, but I'm learning as I go along. And there's a lot of people out there that needs to know this information, and I'm doing my best to make sure it gets to these people. You know what I'm saying? It's up to the people now to take the information and do what they want to do with it. So remedy. Like I said, if it's a summons, you want to write to the court. You want to let them know you're making a special appearance in propria, which is totally different words. You have to propria, P-R-O-P-R-I-A, persona. You're making a special appearance in propria persona. You're telling them you're coming in your personal person. They should know what that means, and you take it from there. Like I said, if you're writing the letter, you can let them know you're under your common law jurisdiction and you're coming there to make a special appearance. I am the I am. So I am the administrator, the beneficiary of the name. Don't be scared of the name. There's a lot of games we play with the name, the capitalized name and the uppercase, lowercase name. You can't hide from your name. Your name is what was given to you by your parents. You know what I'm saying? And people know you by that name in society. So they can play whatever games they want to play with the uppercase, lowercase. You need to let them know that you're here under your common law jurisdiction. Yeah? And you're the administrator and the beneficiary of that name. You are the only administrator and beneficiary of that name. So you should know how to administrate. When you go into the courtroom, know the games that being played. It's a court. It's a key word, the court. What we do on a court, we play basketball and we play tennis, you know what I'm saying? Man throws the ball on this side of the court, I'll put it back on his side, and you got the referee there. He's the judge, he's literally sitting there to make sure everybody toes the line, you know what I'm saying? Who wins the point, you take that down, whatever. So you're going in there and you play, it's a game. It's a game. If you want to see it as more serious as you defending yourself as a man, it's not just a game. If you want to see it as you need to let your kids know these things and not being able to be harassed while they're out there on the streets, whatever, as long as they're not causing any harm or loss. You know what I'm saying? They need to know these things as well. So you write the letter, you state all those things, and you're coming to address. Like I said, when you get there, you talk common. The words that you say, you mean. If you think they're playing games with words with you, you let the court know you like the meaning for every single one of these words that they're saying. And you take it from there. So go out, perform your commerce, drive people from point A to point B, charge them. If they agree to the fee, it's okay. Put a little dance, show a little fish fry, play a little music. You know what I'm saying? Don't argue with the police, like I say. You don't have to run down to know whatever registration place and you got to pay no fee just to do this and that. You know what I'm saying? Go check these things out in the Black's Law Dictionary. Acts, statutes, legislations. You being a free man, common law jurisdiction, check these things out. You'll see that these apply to you. And there's another game being played with what's called a person, which is a legal fiction, yeah, fictional entity, which you have to abide by statutory rights and privileges to perform business and commerce, which is their side, which is the person they want to deal with. That's the capitalized letter. That's who they think you are. That's who they assume you are. Unless you, the man, can say who you really are as a man, common law jurisdiction. Thank you very much. Peace. In the Middle East, you can cut that out. No peace. Peace are pieces.